Welcome back to the Prime Meta League. I am RoastedOats, joined here by Graph, and we begin with our first game of the night between Riftwalkers and Jumbos, two teams sitting at the top of the standings.
Yeah, this is going to be a banger of a game. So many times have we seen kind of lopsided matchups between teams of varying distributions of ranks and expertise. But here we have the creme de la creme, the top of the ladder, the big heavyweights at the top of the league looking to duke each other out and see who can claim to be the best team in the league ahead of playoffs here.
Exactly. Yeah, Riftwalkers is coming off their first loss last week, and so are hoping for a quick bounce back. But Jumbos are not going to make it easy for them, being currently still undefeated. I believe 4-0 is their record.
Yeah, big expectations for both teams here, as both have been used to winning in the league so far. A bit of a setback for Rift last week, but nothing that they can't possibly recover from. And I do believe we have. No, not quite yet. No, this game is going to be very anticipated. I expect to see some big swing and junk energy from at least one of these teams.
Absolutely, but it does look like we are. Jumbos is ready for draft, and so we're just getting ready in. But as you can see from the quick glance at the names there, we know that Riftwalkers is holding Zacian. I'll remember. It's Zacian. Zacian, Magician, Duke, Prexen, and LaChacha. Notably, that is, they have a number of Masters players as well as Emerald and Diamond. And Jumbos on the other side, Siakona, Aaron Loaf, Hardstucker, Kenta, and Purple Unicorns 88. Purple Unicorns happens to be a Master player, and the rest are, in fact, Diamond. Except for Kenta, actually, who's an Emerald player. So we've got a lot of high elo, let's say, players here. But it looks like we're into draft.
We are into draft, and I sure hope Purple Unicorns was born in 1988 or something, because that's a little sus. But we got the Hecarim ban. We saw this last time, I think, against Riftwalkers. A lot of teams really prioritizing getting Hecarim off the board for Magician, who is the jungler on Rift. Yeah, he's been playing a lot of Hecarim lately.
The other ones of note, Maokai and Skarner, both very solid facilitating junglers that Jumbos has enjoy, as well as Teemo, actually. I believe their jungler also plays a lot of Teemo jungle, if I remember correctly.
So if we are correct in that assumption, that's four out of 6 bans so far targeting the jungle, which has been, I think, a trend through at least the games I've casted. A lot of just outsized representation bans toward the jungle.
Yeah, the jungle has a lot of influence on the map and along the meta, and Magician has been playing a lot of Graves, so I wouldn't be surprised to see that lock in. And that's
kind of ballsy. I think it's very hard in a competitive composition environment like this. I feel like it's hard to first pick Graves. I'm blanking on a few names that I would not want to see on the map as Graves, but that is. I'm wondering why they didn't just draft their support there, and I guess maybe they're anticipating. I guess Riftwalkers is anticipating Jumbos locking Mbessa for the jungle. I'm not too familiar with Jumbos and who plays what. I just assume this.
Yeah, I would be surprised. I don't see an Mbessa in the jungle. As Siakona does love the Mbessa champion.
I mean, yeah, it's. Siakona, I mean, what's more likely? Actually. I mean, what's less likely, the Mbessa top first pick or that being the jungler? It's something we see in pro play, but I don't think we've seen it in PML yet, have we?
I don't remember the drafting order, so I'm actually unsure about that. But it looks like we have our mid laners locked in. Xerath versus Ziggs in the mid lane, and Ezreal versus Caitlyn in the bot lane.
That's interesting. Usually, at least the games I've been watching at PML, it's usually been pretty standard mid-range picks. I mean, both these picks are they're not your classic scaling control mage that we see a lot.
Yeah, from what I remember, watching Jumbo's last game, Ziggs is a favorite of Kenta. Not Kenta.
Okay, and that makes sense.
Hardstucker I played Ziggs at least last time. Might not be a favorite overall, but definitely played it last time. I'm also noticing Jumbo's did ban Renekton, which gives more precedent to Ambessa going top lane. Because you definitely don't want to play into that matchup.
You could flex it. But going back to the mid lane, that Xerath pick in response to the Ziggs makes sense here. And we have the Evelynn locked in, so it looks does look like. Oh, go ahead.
Noticeably as well, Riftwalker seems to be on your side there, expecting the Ambessa jungle with double top lane bans in the 4 and 5.
Big bait, perhaps? I mean, have we graduated the Prime Meta League to metagaming even in the draft phase? That would be pretty big if true.
Indeed. And locks in an Ornn, which is pretty safe pick into basically all of these champions, and even into Ambessa if it comes up. Just Ornn is a very, very comfortable tank.
Yeah, and good scaling. Lots of that passive comes in clutch in the late game, especially if you find yourself for whatever reason in a longer term game. But Graves does have a lead. Once that Graves gets an ornament and has even a slight lead, it's going to be kind of
boom
crazy. Zyra Ezreal bot lane for Riftwalkers. There's a lot of poke here.
Yeah, that's interesting into Caitlyn. I'm wondering what... Because, so that's locked in Ambessa top with Evelynn jungle. And I'm curious to see what the support last pick is, to see if they go for... Looks like it's going to be an Engager. Try and shut down that pokey bot lane. And just lock them down, Caitlyn trap, snap trap, and they get cupcaked, they get shot.
Something to hard win lane.
No kidding. Okay, so taking a step back then, we have the full draft. On Riftwalker's side, Ornn in the top lane, Graves in the jungle, and then Xerath mid, and then Ezreal Zyra bot lane, which feels a very front to back with a lot of pre-fight poke from Xerath, Zyra's Ezreal. Ornn can be your engager, I suppose. That's my only issue with Riftwalkers is Ornn ult is your engage.
Yeah, I'm not sure because I'm looking at the team fight here and Graves. If Graves gets a lead, he's going to be dishing out damage. But the problem here is you don't have much. Yeah, but you don't have much CC. But how much value are you going to get out of Graves when you're looking at a Caitlyn, a Ziggs, and a Not to peel for them? This is kind of gets around to why I think blind picking Graves is risky because you have so many characters that can just kind of cut you out.
Yeah, and on top of that, Nautilus is playing peel for Ziggs Caitlyn and kind of just guarding them from anyone who's trying to get on them, which is really only Graves who wants to get close. Evelynn and Ambessa can completely bypass your front line if they're clever about it. Ambessa can just do it with the ult if she gets it, but Evelynn can be very tricky to deal with, especially without really any peel, unless Zyra root counts as peel. Evelynn's going to be, if she can't be CC'd with a good skill shot from Xerath or Zyra, she's going to be a menace to your backline.
Yeah, I feel like the pressure is going to be on Riftwalkers to look for these picks. They don't have much to engage and really lock down somebody, but I feel like Jumbos is happy to let Rift come into them because they have the Ambessa fighter sort of skirmisher, not really like a frontline tank. The Not is going to be a little frontline. but you're really the biggest value you're getting out of him is the hook and the ultimate.
Yeah, the CC.
Not necessarily like a traditional tank like Ornn would be doing. I'm concerned.
It doesn't look like JUMBOS really wants the front to back. They want these to be like weird skirmish fights that they can
split fights.
Yeah, get Xerath caught out with, or Graves caught out with, Caitlyn, Evelynn, Nautilus, CC.
Honestly, I don't
try and one-shot someone.
I think the biggest risk is this, and this might just be a little bit of bias on my part, just because I'm a jungler and I think about the jungle way more than I do about the other lanes. But I see this Graves walking into a dark jungle, not knowing where Mbessa is, and then getting ulted when Evelynn is out of vision for Rift, but has vision on the Graves, and they set up a Mbessa ult gank. When Graves is trying to go in for an invade, and it's just that's something I'm going to be looking for.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a macro game between Riftwalkers and JUMBOS, a vision game, most especially a vision game. Even if not a pure macro game, air quotes, vision is going to be vital for both teams, just to keep an eye on, because both of these junglers love to pop out of a bush and one-shot you, even if they're even slightly ahead.
No, more specifically, I am thinking about the early game, because this Graves, seeing that Evelynn, if you're Graves, you want to go in and invade and punish this Evelynn as much as possible before she hits 6.
Yeah, before 6.
If JUMBOS can survive that and not lose probably more than one camp, then I really do think, just my humble personal opinion, that Riftwalker's comp it starts running into issues there.
Yeah,
but then again, you have the Ornn.
The Ornn is a really good passive scaling, so even if they're not hard winning, the stat that you get from the ornament can really beef them up and keep them going. So I would expect that both teams are going to be looking to try and get a lead early, and then try and snowball the game from there. From what I've seen from JUMBOS, they love to do that. They love to get one lane, start just trying to demolish their opponent, get ahead enough, and then you just start wiping if you can. And just
so you know what? I'm wondering if... So typically the game plan with Graves is, as opposed to something like Jarvan, which is better at sort of doing a level 3 lane gank than a level 3 invade. I'd classify Graves as a better level 3 invader than a level 3 ganker. I'm wondering, though, if we see a level 3 gank where you use Graves E to cut across a wall and to avoid vision, and instead of invading the Evelynn, which might seem like the obvious move because of the matchup, you go for a gank on a pushing bot lane, this Caitlyn and Nautilus. I imagine, based on what you said, and this bot lane matchup, that JUMBOS is going to want to push this lane out super aggressively right at the start. That might be...
I'm wondering if that happens immediately, though, because it's ranged into melee early, and Zyra has plants to block Nautilus Hook theoretically, has ways to block the Nautilus engage, and so early on, like the first couple levels, I can see Ezreal Zyra getting the push into Caitlyn Nautilus. It's just once Caitlyn and Nautilus have like their first back completed is when they start really charging forward, but not too confident on that.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how this plays out as we wait just a few more seconds for the spectator delay so we can get into the game and begin the show for all you folks at home.
Notably, Mbessa got through, which, if I'm looking at my stats correctly, the ban rate for Mbessa is, I believe, tied with Orianna. Orianna and Mbessa have the highest ban rates tied, both having been banned in 7 games so far. Orianna, 50% pick ban rate over the games, and Mbessa, 57% pick ban rate, which will have just gone up.
Certainly will. Let's see if that win rate goes up too.
But Orianna did not go up, as no one is picking Orianna. I would expect the removal of Phase Rush probably would have had something to do with that, or people just don't like Orianna much, or not the removal.
You know what? That was something I actually written this down somewhere, but I totally forgot. That was something I wanted to talk about is the removal of phase rush and how that might affect the drafts. And I totally missed the opportunity for that, man.
Yeah.
Because as a
I don't think it matters
player,
for either of these champs, but for Hecarim it would.
Yeah, as a Hecarim player, like it's extremely relevant to me, and it's something I want to talk about. But next time.
Next time, as we are in fact getting into game, everyone's getting moving.
Standard opens here, a little Raptor ward.
Minions have spawned.
Okay, we're checking bushes. Big, okay. Oh my god, look at that. The ward almost
the ward on top of ward.
Exact spot. So Magician and Co definitely going to be able to spot that one out. Little informational advantage there. Looks like these sidelines are going to be playing it very safe. We won't see any early cheesing before the minions arrive.
Indeed. Yeah, we'll be probably taking a look at the bot lane early, because that's going to be the thing, and it's going to be interesting to see who gets the push early. You might be right. Looks like Purple Unicorn goes for the hook, slightly misses. But still, balance-wise, Caitlyn damage, pretty good, especially if you could just hit Crexen, so. Gets rooted, but no massive trades, just a small chunk out of Crexen there.
Little trades here and there. I do want to highlight as this top wave is pushing in as expected. The Symbessa having pretty big lane priority over the Sorin, taking over to level 2. The junglers are basically doing the same clear. They both started on their buff, moving their way down. This is sort of the standard clear, but for Evelynn, I can't think of a good reason why you do this, because Evelynn wants to get her level 6 ASAP. And typically on champions like that, you'd start on your Raptors so you can get your 8 camp clear, you get your small camps up faster, you get to level 6 quicker. But Aaron Loaf opting instead just to go for the buff start. Traditional full clear. Curious to see if that's intentional.
Zation catching the wave under turret and doing some quick trading onto Ziakona. But Orin damage is not quite that crazy when Mbeza is able to get the push, so.
Looks like all lanes pushing, if not slightly pushing for Jumbos. They get that early push in just about every single lane.
Yeah.
As you predicted.
CS lead in the bot lane, actually. For that, Purple Unicorn goes for another hook. Doesn't hit the wall, so not forced forward, but here comes the junglers running into each other. Graves has a pretty big advantage at this point. Pre-6 for Evelynn with no lanes that can really help. There's no way Evelynn fights that.
Yeah,
so she's going to go try and get the top side scuttle.
Yeah, top crab. There's really nothing you can do. In a situation you were never winning.
You lose that 1v1 80 times out of 10.
Yeah, even more. You're just kind of doomed as Evelynn if you get if you get caught out in any kind of way.
Oh, Crexen gets hit with the hook. Depth charge down, snap trap rooted, still going, but is able to get the arcane shift out. LaChacha is going to need to step away, but no hookup yet, so is able to get it. Depth charge is not the right word. It's concussive blows, I believe.
Yeah, and you get the flash out of Crexen. Big summoner spell advantage.
No, you got the arcane shift. Crexen still has flash.
Good point. No, that is the barrier I'm looking at.
Yep, barrier down.
You're right, my bad.
Still, barrier out is pretty nice. And what is the Nautilus? It's staggering blow. Concussive is Braum. Staggering is Nautilus. Obviously.
There was a Reddit post I saw earlier today. It was something about like the LCK streamer kept getting the name of Bard alt wrong.
Oh yeah, I heard about that. Yeah, I haven't watched the game, but I do know what they're talking about. That was hysterical.
It's what's the alt actually called?
It's Tempered Fate is what it's called.
Tempered Fate, but the LCK streamer I think he's on it. I think he's either. I think he got the name confused with He was Fate Sealed. He kept calling it. He kept calling it Fate Sealed,
which is Yone's ult.
Yeah, and then I remember top comments being, okay, all we need to do is for the streamer to lean in, and then call the Bard all Twisted Fate's ult, which is, which one is that? It's
Destiny. It's is it just called Destiny?
Does that have something to do with Fate?
I believe it's just Destiny. Let me double check that. No, it's just called Destiny.
Oh.
Yep.
Well, who's the other Fate one?
Destiny.
We might have.
Oh yeah, I have some fighting.
Here we go. Here we go.
Yeah, Magician's making his way around. Gets a hook in from Purple Unicorn, but might actually be good bait from LaChacha. But Magician gets some damage down, staggering blows down, quick dash. Does some damage and gets the headshot off on LaChacha, who's slightly too close, flashes too late, and gets one shot. A bit too much in that early bait, basically, but well played by Kenta to keep the mind on that and track the headshot.
Yeah, that was extremely well done. Meanwhile, just in response, Aaron Love's just going to take this top crab, look to get to 6 as soon as possible, knows that this Graves could be around. I'm wondering if Aaron does anything with a level 6.
Yeah, it's looking at
they want to set up a dive. They want to set up a dive top.
Magician's in the area, which is a bit concerning, but there's no vision. Aaron wouldn't have shown. I forgot Evelyn passive there for a second, so Aaron's still hidden. I don't know he's there up until right there. Got the Ambessa ult, public execution. Very clean. Clean dive from Aaron and Siakona.
An ult and
LaChacha gets a root onto Kenta. Purple Unicorn staggering blows down on LaChacha. Just some chunk for the side of Riftwalkers there.
Yeah, so that's an ult and flash toppling for that kill, and you get about a wave and a half pushed in at the top, making top lane just that more miserable for Zacian on Ornn here.
Yeah. With that, LaChacha got a good route onto Kenta bot lane. And got a very good trade if Crexen or LaChacha are 6 there. Kenta's dead. But luckily for Kenta, with the earlier kill, they had to back off, and so they hit 6 first, and the Riftwalker's bot side is still not 6. Gonna take a turret plate, crack some crystals, and get out of there.
I'm not used to... I mean, there have been 2 kills in less than 7 minutes, which by Pro League standards is very explosive, but I'm not used to PML games being this disciplined in this.
Speaking of discipline, though, LaChacha might just be one shot. Yeah, gets hit with the hook from Purple Unicorns, and just the amount of CC that comes out of there is more than enough. Wipes out. Aaron Lowe forces the flash out of Duke just to keep it out of the way. Duke does get the full wave though, so.
Yeah, I had to open my mouth, huh?
Oh, exactly. You said one thing, and almost immediately there were deaths.
The opposite thing happened. Yeah, it's a caster curse.
Exactly. Yep. What is... I don't know none of Evelyn's abilities. It's Demon Shade is the passive. Hate Spike is the Q, and then Allure. Oh, Allure is the charm. Okay.
Oh, Whiplash.
Yes, and there's Whiplash is the E, and then... and then last Caress. Looks like Magician's on the dragon, but Aaron Love is doing a little poke the head in, see if we can steal it. Good nearsighted from Magician, but forced to flash over the wall to get out. Aaron flashes to follow. And last Caress to get out. Very clean from Aaron.
Presses the funny button.
Indeed. Execute. Looks like we have a little ult here from Duke that does get Hardstucker.
Oh, we missed it, but yeah. Yeah, I saw that ult coming out. I was looking bot lane. I was like, what is he ulting? And
Zacian called the Forge God and went all in on the Siakona, who does survive. Crexen flashes barriers. Aaron was still around, stole Magician's jungle, and is now getting to back. But this bot lane is getting pretty rough for the side of Riftwalkers.
Yeah, Jumbo's opening very strong here in pretty much every single lane.
Oh my goodness, Caitlyn damage. As LeChacha gets hit with one trap and just...
Yeah, that's what happens when your ADC hits their item spike for 10 minutes.
No kidding. Purple Unicorn's right for the Hex Flash. Flashes forward, goes for the hook, but buffered by Crexen. Well played. LeChacha is one shot though by the snipe. Ace in the hole. Yeah, no, I mean with Hex Optics, that Ace in the hole does damage. Magician's trying to get out of there. Almost gets it, but unfortunately stolen. Magician's trying to get out. Magician dashes. Magician does survive the... Oh my god. One last bomb. Q thrown,
23 hit points on that Graves.
Oh my lord.
There's
But
just...
alive,
Okay.
that's what matters.
It's just nonstop now. See, I said, you know,
Yeah, you had to open your mouth.
It's kind of whatever, but we had play after play, making the observer work for it.
Exactly. And notably as well, I hadn't noticed this. Aaron Loaf bought Hextech Rocket Bell for Evelyn, which is it for the extra charm distance? Good stun from Duke. Aaron is going to keep going though, see if she can get the last caress, and yeah, there it is, last caress. That is the funny button.
Yeah, I'm wondering. I'm pretty sure. I haven't been that up on Evelyn, but I think in the past, at least, talking about past 2-3 years, I think it has been an item that is built on Evelyn. I could have been wrong, but I think the idea is if you need to use, or if you're ulting, you get the back, and then if for some reason your flash is down, you need that extra escape. That belt gives you more utility to do that, especially when you're stacking stacks on.
Or it gets you a little bit closer to give them less time for the getting out of the charm.
Yeah, and it makes you a little bit more tanky. You have some HP there. I'm wondering if some Korean did it first, and now Rebel is being like we're seeing like a Chovification.
Indeed. But yeah, it doesn't look like it's meta at the moment. Meta is still very much Lich Bane.
Well, you know, it'd be cursed if you saw it. You know, it'd be cursed if you saw any of the mid laners in this game build it.
Oh yeah.
They're just Ziggs with the
belt.
belt.
Oh god. Oh no.
Zerath with the belt. They're just, oh god.
Zerath, I could at least see 'cause that way you get a dash, but Ziggs, you already have a dash. Sort of. You have the little kaboom. Zacian going TPing back top lane, but Aaron's there.
Is Aaron on
Aaron's
vision?
Just hovering. No. He's got he's in the shade.
The passive's up.
Yeah, the passive's up. Gets the charm up, but Zacian's more than tanky enough at this point. No magic resist, but
was spotted there.
Dark too.
Was spotted by Magician there. I had the fog war on my end set.
Yeah. Looks like Magician's
he knows something's
off all the dash, but still gets hit with the public execution. Here comes the ult from Ziggs. Call the Forge God isn't enough, and Aaron can pretty comfortably zone Zacian from really going in on Ziakona. So dashes in with Eclipse, hit the power spike. So that Abyss was scary.
This is probably one of the most satisfying games of PML to watch.
Yeah, no, I remember Jumbos have been quite good at this kind of controlled aggression. But yeah, Riftwalkers isn't just letting them have it for free.
Yeah, I think what sets this really apart from a lot of the games in PML, it's that the leads aren't generated from mistakes and losses, but they're sort of hard-earned outplays. And watching those happen in these games is just a real treat. Like this Kenta, like, I mean, there's been 2 kills by Kenta at least that I've just been really impressed by.
Really impressive stuff, yeah. And even the slight prediction from Ziakona to expect the dash forward to place the public execution a little bit more forward. Yeah. So just impressive stuff all around.
Having been abused by Nimbessa jungle, those ults.
Magician. Flashes the walls, so it is able to wear off the charm, but does lose the red buff and the flash for Purple Unicorn's depth charge.
This is not the position you want to be in as this Graves.
No kidding.
You are...
Unfortunately, Zacian just doesn't have the damage right now to deal with the Mbessa with Eclipse.
This Graves is behind losing to Evelyn with 6 Darksteel stacks.
Yeah.
And it's only going to get worse.
Yeah. Yeah, if a shutdown comes through for Magician onto the Evelyn, then that could do a lot. That could swing this game pretty hard because, you know, the assassin gets turned into which assassin's which. But until that point, it's really hard because Jumbos have been playing around Evelyn really well.
This is going to be a big play. So the Graves wants to gank. He's been pinging. We've seen it. But little does he know.
Aaron
little
right
does
behind.
Magician know. Aaron Love is just watching the whole thing.
Yeah, just standing there waiting for him to leave.
Oh!
Tried to get the interrupt, but failed it. Tried to get the interrupt, but...
Too late. If damage... If you can get to the last 10th of a second, I believe, of that channel recall, you go back no matter what. So that damage did land, but you a little bit too late there. Would have been a great clip, at least.
No kidding. Looks like Jumbos get their first dragon off of that, though. And Magician will trade it for Rift Herald.
Presumably.
Unless Siakona can rotate down fast enough after clearing the wave. It'll be a question of if that's the move.
You would think the Symbessa would have something to say about this Rift.
In the mid lane, we've just had kind of 2 clearing. We had one kill, but otherwise it's just been clear each other. And oh my goodness, Kenta just apparently one-shot LaChacha. Our Magician gets Rift Herald and is running away. Escape from Aaron. Oh, sees Aaron. Trying to dodge, but yeah, no, that is some damage. My god, last caress and boom. It's gonna be hard to dodge the Ornn unless you've got enough damage. And oh, Duke is going for another ulti.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I can't even stop to analyze because just play after play.
No kidding. And with that, Kenta will also get bot lane tier 1. And top tier tier 1 was taken by Siakona. Oh my goodness. Now analyze, you're good, I think.
I mean, this is just really bad for Rift. I mean, the only point I was gonna make before Xerath popped the ult to try to take down Heartstucker was Evelyn actually used that proto belt to gap close. You basically use it as an answer to Gravesy as he's trying to get away, which is just as good of a use as I had hypothesized.
Item 2 Banshees fell for Duke just to try and negate the Evelyn a bit.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, I mean, that Evelyn is a problem. Oh, and we get the new Omnivamp boots for Mbessa, which makes a lot of sense. I am not surprised those boots are good on Mbessa.
I mean, if you don't have a traditional tank, you just have somebody who just does a lot of damage. Omnivamp boots seem...
Yep.
Yeah, pretty good.
Yep. Because, yeah, she gets inbuilt Omnivamp from the passive, and now Omnivamp on top of that from the boots. Is that the new tech? At mid lane Mbessa with the upgraded boots, you get 15% bonus healing and shielding when below 50% health, and 5% bonus damage when above it.
I don't know mid lane. I don't know about mid lane.
Mbessa is actually a thing, and okay, call with the Forge God, trying to get in Siakona. LaChacha's here, Magician's here. Public Execution just barely misses. Good root from LaChacha. It's a good sidestep, and yeah, Zacian gets that, but on the other side, Purple Unicorn just dives down, and fortunately, as slippery as Crexon is, he's not that slippery.
So Jumbo's looking like they're gonna get...
Flashes, stuns, well charmed, but not enough. Last caress, and yeah, untargetable, dashes backwards.
This Evelyn is stuff of nightmares.
Oh yeah, 2 10-stack Dark Seal, 2 needlessly large rods. I suspect on the next back that's going to be a full death cap. That damage is going to be absurd.
Yeah, I would agree. It's... I'm trying to think of like a plausible win condition for Riftwalkers. Their biggest hope right now is to go and collect bounties, but the problem is You don't know where Evelyn is. You have no vision.
God.
You have no prio to...
How much health is Crexen at after that ace in the hole?
Yeah, it's just really hard for Riftwalkers to get vision to spot the Evelyn out to go and even attempt to secure the bounties that they need to close this gold gap. Is why this feels so oppressive.
Yeah.
All the lanes pushed up against them. They can't enter any dark spot on the map without assuming Evelyn's there, because like we saw in that bot lane gank that they were fishing for, like she was there.
Yeah, she's everywhere. Wherever you think she is, she's there. Wherever you don't think she is, she's also there. Is how it feels like a bit. Yeah, no, just the vision control that JUMBOS has at the moment. You can just track the ward line just all the way across the river into the jungle of Riftwalkers, where Riftwalkers are really just kind of visioned in their own jungle. They kind of know where things are in their jungle, but that's about it.
Yeah, it's so difficult for Rift just to take a step anywhere. It's gotten to the point where on my side I just put the vision on Riftwalker's vision, and it just looks so scary.
No, Magician's on vision, Aaron's around. Okay, looks like
Evelyn,
they'll know they're on dragon, but
yeah,
there's no way to contest that. I think you have to give that one. Luckily, it's only second dragon. Riftwalker's got the first one. Or sorry, it's the third dragon, but only second for Jumbo. So there's still time. You can play this out, hopefully get to late game team fights where theoretically you're stronger. I think the side lane is just so strong for Jumbos is the issue for Riftwalkers right now. There's the satchel, and down goes the turret. There's Ziggs for you.
And you know what's sad? Riftwalkers only have 2 grubs.
Oh, the Forge God is going on. They're going on to Kenta. Flashes forward for the root, but doesn't quite hit it. Magician's trying to one-shot Aaron. Right of the Arcane is going, trying to get Kenta, but not quite enough. They go in, they try the 5v4, but they can't quite add onto them. And the entire time, Siakona's just in the side lane pushing.
I'd be surprised if Jumbos don't just back and do Baron right off of that.
Well, it doesn't look like they're going to, as Aaron Loaf tries to one-shot Crexen, but gets sniped, gets Last Caress. Magician flashes forward, and
that's a mistake. That's a mistake. I'm sorry to say. I mean, I as a caster looking at this lead right now, I'm looking for I'm looking at this from Riftwalker's point of view, and I'm trying to find a way for them to win, just to keep the game going for longer. So maybe I'm a little bit biased in that regard, but Aaron, I think that was ego going forward there. You have Zyra dead, you have numbers advantage, you have all the waves pushed out. Just reset. Play for the next thing. Like, Riftwalkers, they only have taken a dragon, 2 grubs, and a plate. You have bounties, you have a fully stacked Dark Seal. Like, why take the risk?
The one saving grace is it cost them enough and enough tempo, or Riftwalkers enough and enough tempo, that they don't actually get much off of it, other than obviously a massive shutdown. But no Baron was taken instantly. Yeah. It wasn't enough of a victory to really push some advantage. Just gives them a little bit more breathing room.
Yeah, it's not gonna flip the game. It's not like Riftwalkers is in the driver's seat now. You have the gold lead compressed to what, 7K? I mean, this is still Jumbo's game to lose. But
it gives Magician an opening. Went from being, I don't know how far down exactly, but to only 500 gold difference between them. A 5-1-1 to a 1-3-0, just like gold lead, and has a Maul of Mortius now. So
1 bounty collected, 3 more to go. I imagine the next target is going to be Kenta with a kill that's worth at least 900 gold or so.
Yeah. Looks like Aaron's moving into that jungle though, trying to make sure that Kenta does not get caught out here.
Okay, credit where credit's due. Magician actually pulled that blue. He actually got that.
Oh my god. I guess benefits of having smite, I suppose.
No, he didn't smite it.
Didn't he smite it?
He queued it.
Just good
I think he ulted it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think he ulted.
Okay, and yeah, quick one shot from enough damage from Aaron and a ace in the hole means, if you're halfway across the map, you are down, and that means Baron, I think.
Yeah, they are going to start up this Baron. And before we get too invested in this fight, we see 2 ornaments on the field, an upgraded Sunfire for Ornn and an upgraded Hubris.
Oh, Aaron's forced the last caress, but doesn't quite all the oh, LeChacha gets the root, but that's not enough.
Do you think
I think Duke, if
the
he
arcane
the Baron
right?
instead
Yeah.
of, I think he steals it. It's close though, and it's hard to know that.
It's hard to know that, and it's hard. Yeah, I can't give Duke grief for that, but that was a possibility.
Yeah.
Ooh. Okay, so the Xerath paying dividends actually might be the only thing that can land a single point of damage on this Kenta. Kenta and Caitlyn.
Yeah, 7-0 with Infinity Edge, Hex Optics, and just finished LDR and a Zeal. That Caitlyn does damage. Does a lot of damage.
Yeah. Yeah, she's spooky. And I'm wondering if as we get later and later to the game, as the gold lead expands to about, I think 11,000 or so, 9,000. I'm wondering if they're going to start using this Caitlyn as bait in a way.
Yeah, it looks like they might be trying to go into Siakona, but Zation stepping forward, but isn't going to fully all in that.
Yeah, kind of hard to lock down just an Ornn, the Graves, and the waiting.
Yeah. Looks like another dragon's being taken. Just spawned. That's going to be another Chemtech, so. We soul point for Jumbos, but not soul yet. Yeah, wow. That okay. Kenta is getting hit. If Duke can hit enough of these, looks like there's enough shielding that it's not going to happen. Oh,
that's a good attempt,
but it is, absolutely. It's hard to hit that on a. Oh, okay. LeChacha is Magician, blocks the ace in the hole, so it doesn't quite die. Crexen's trying to step out, dodges the Ziggs ult, but doesn't quite dodge the Q. I think that was. I didn't quite see that. Magician. So one lost, but a lot of health bars down for Jumbos. Heartstucker's down to half. Kenta's down to half. Siakona's down to 3/4.
Watch Evelyn.
Yeah. Currently Zacian's the one in the way, so Zacian's hard to one-shot with his items. Duke is trying to one-shot Siakona. Supposed to get the knockup on. Oh, call the Forge God from Zacian. Hits Ambessa, but flashes forward.
Flash comes out.
The knocks up. Gets it with the Bellows Breath and the Brittle proc. Magician is barely alive. It's just a question of can he die to the... He dies to the Baron buff.
No.
Oh, that's rough. Zacian's trying to get in, but hit with the charm, and even that much magic resistance is going to save you. And Heartstucker flashes out of the Ezreal ulti. Will survive. Blinking health bars. They got one kill, but...
I was a believer for there for a bit.
Shot there. Kenta's low. How long until Arcane? No, it's soon. It's soon, but I don't think she's still going to be in Vision. So, I was wrong.
Oh
They're
my
going
god!
for it. Oh, the flash from Kenta. Force the flash. Hits
oh my god!
And
okay.
That's a shutdown from Duke. Oh my goodness. Okay, good shutdown from Duke. That is going to be a bunch of money into the back pocket there.
Although it is a shutdown, but we're still 12k gold apart, and that shutdown is going into a Xerath.
I want into like Magician and Crexen, I suppose.
See, that's a hard question. That's kind of what I don't like about this comp is because the biggest carry that you have is Graves, maybe Ezreal. Ezreal, though, I feel like is more difficult to execute. So I guess just pure carry potential is like you edge out Graves, but the problem is this Graves can't go anywhere without the threat of Evelyn and the best ult out of Vision. It's just so hard from a comp standpoint.
No kidding. Yeah, Zacian looks like he's building up that Jack show, so he's going to try and get some armor and magic resist stacked back up. And looks like on the other side, Heartstucker's has a Dark Seal. Aaron upgraded to a Magi Soul Stealer. 10 stacks still. Caught back up after that death.
Good time to do it with those stacks and a pink ward filling up your inventory.
Magician flashes, so does Aaron. Hextech Rockabelt trying to close the gap to get the charm off, but doesn't quite get it, and Magician will survive.
Yeah,
Quick root. Here comes the Arcane Right. Kenta's dodging and weaving as much as they can. With Zig's damage on the turrets, is going to get that, but they took a chunk to get that turret.
I'm not saying that they have it turned around, but if they do turn around, the story looks like this. Xerath presses R with the spell shield, manages to, if not kill Caitlyn, take her out of the fight, make her feel threatened enough to where she has to back. And then the rest of the team does something. I mean, you still have to worry about the Mbessa.
The issue is, I think LaChacha has to hit a root on Aaron, and then you one-shot them.
Yeah.
With Graves. And then they're lower damage. Siakona is still Death's Dance, Omni Vamp, Eclipse, Spear of Shojin. That Mbessa does damage. We just haven't seen it too much yet. But if there's ever a team fight proper, because right now there really hasn't been, Siakona can dive into the back line and just start shredding if Mbessa's not.
Yeah, but the thing is, if you're Aaron Loaf or any other Evelyn on this team with as big of a gold lead as you have, as big of an advantage as you have on the map, again, just one plate under Riftwalker's name. Meanwhile, you've got 2 inhibs and 1 turret on the top lane inhib turret up for Rift. You have everything working for you. There's really no need to take the risk to step out. You don't go in until you see the Zyra root, at which point it's guaranteed that you can make a play and not have that threat on you.
Oh, exactly. And with that's a Chemtech Soul. That's going to make them that much harder to kill.
Not the highest value soul, but soul nonetheless in a very lopsided game.
Yeah, notably as well, the tenacity means that the very little CC that Riftwalkers has is that much less relevant. Just because it's getting tenacity out of. And
yeah.
Duke's lost the spell shield from the Luden's proc. Quick Mega Infernal Bomb. Correction's at half health from Ziggs just poking. Arcane shifts out, gets hit with the ace in the hole, but does survive it. But that's a lot of Baron buff minions. And
yeah, when you're Jumbo in this position.
Harmonization is half health. Here comes the Heartstucker there. Oh, Heartstucker is almost one shot. Call the Forge God goes down, hits Heartstucker. Heartstucker's down, and Siakona's out. Recalls, and now there's the chase. Zacian takes the trap, but there's just not enough engage is the issue. Once you've used that, they're going to do it for you. TP's back in for Siakona, and yet here we are. Who kills Siakona at this point? That is GG's. Good damage, good play from Jumbos all around. And a mid lane. Oh, inhibitor respawns. I gotta go back and destroy that first.
Alright, the Walk of Shame just gonna
Walk of Shame back to destroy that, and
all
now
right.
back to front line. Kenta has been guarding the fountain, and is just doing damage.
Jumbo living up to their name and standing quite tall, quite large, looming over this rift as they remain undefeated here in the Prime Meta League this season.
No, yeah, a very well played game by Jumbos. They took control of the map, and as much as I was going to say it was impressive of Magician to keep the farm up as much as he was with how little control of the map he had. The sheer map control that Jumbos had, they were constantly everywhere. There was no vision that Riftwalkers could ever get. And Aaron Loaf was a menace on that Evelyn.
Yeah, just so hard to step anywhere. And then once those towers go
Kento
down,
was point and click, got Caitlyn to point and click moments where they were just playing point and click adventure game. Looks at someone, they get 2-shot.
Yeah. Some of those kills were nutty. But But yeah, great game from Rift and Jumbo remaining undefeated. The Prime Meta League ahead of playoffs. We got one more game coming up. Stay tuned, Prime Meta League.